medicine has been around for thousands of years, and it's always changing and always evolving. Now, I'm pretty sure everyone has that one family remedy that's been passed down for generations. You know, the one that kind of smells funny, but everybody swears by it. My family has ours too. But while some of these family remedies could be a placebo, there are actually a lot of drugs that come from those types of family remedies. One of those drugs is the recently famed hydroxychloroquine. Now, today I'm going to be sharing with you first the history of hydroxychloroquine, secondly, how it interacts with the cell, and then third, the side effects of hydroxychloroquine. So first, the history of hydroxychloroquine. It was first found in 1638 when the Countess Cinchona, the wife of the Viceroy of Peru, came to the New World, and there she contracted malaria. Instead of going the traditional route of bloodletting in treatment for malaria, there was a local Incan herbalist who treated her with a powder made from a bark of a tree. Now, this completely cured her, and so her husband decided to take so much, pounds and pounds and pounds of this powder back to Spain where they lived to be studied for its healing effects. And it wasn't until 2 centuries later in the 1800s when they finally found the effective form of this powder called quinine. So quinine was used in folk medicine for about 100 years until the 1940s when they found a derivative of it, which was called chloroquine, and this was used to treat malaria in the troops in World War II. And so what they found with the troops taking this as a medicine was that it caused toxic buildup in the cells, causing more sickness than it did healing. And so it wasn't until 1945 when they hydroxylized it and turned it into hydroxychloroquine. And this was much less toxic, practically not at all, and it's the same drug used today. And now we're here in 2020 where it's being looked at as a medicine in the treatment of coronavirus. And we'll see where that goes. So the second thing I want to talk about is how it interacts within the cell. So hydroxychloroquine is lipophilic. This means that it loves fat. It's attracted to fats. Well, every cell in your body has a phospholipid bilayer, meaning that it has lipophilic heads on the outside and the inside. And so when the hydroxychloroquine comes towards the cell, it's attracted to the fat layer on the outside of the cell, and it gets pulled in and then pulled into the inside layer, and now it's in the cell. Once it's in the cell, it's attracted to the lysosome here. Here's a lysosome. Now, a lysosome holds enzymes, and these enzymes are used to break apart proteins as they come in to flag. So the proteins are destroyed by the enzymes found in the lysosomes, and then those proteins are then presented outside the cell to cause an autoimmune response. So when the hydroxychloroquine comes into the lysosome, it lowers the pH. A low pH means that enzymes can't work. This means that enzymes don't break down proteins, and proteins don't present for inflammation. So this is kind of how it works and why it's used in the treatment of autoimmune diseases, such as rheumatoid arthritis or lupus, and it's because it prevents that inflammatory response that it's used for those types of diseases. The third thing I want to talk about is the side effects. It's important to know about side effects of drugs that you're using. So the more mild side effects and the most common are stomachache, vomiting, nausea, headache, and these can all be lessened if you take hydroxychloroquine with food. Now, none of those side effects mean that you need to stop taking hydroxychloroquine. Could be uncomfortable, but it's not detrimental to your health. There is one side effect that is serious, but it's very rare. The serious side effect that you have to watch out for is retinopathy. This is the disease of the retina in your eye. And so it's very rare. It's usually seen in people who are taking this drug for a long period of time, years and years and years. So when you're taking it for a long time, you're required to get eye exams every 5 years to watch out for retinopathy and to treat it if it does show up. So we see that medicine is such a powerful tool, and it's so amazing in how it works in our body through the systemic level and how it presents and heals our body as a whole, but also fascinating at a cellular level, how it interacts with the cell. And so firstly, I shared with you the history of hydroxychloroquine and then how it interacts with the cell and the side effects. It's because medicine is always changing and new studies are always being done, it's very important that you always check with your doctor before taking new medications or adding doses to what you are already taking. It's very important to stay informed about the things you're putting in your body, whatever it is.